Hey team, hope you're well. Just on the light rail.
This stop is ES Marks.
Don't worry about the background noise. Today I just wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for a long time. The concept of justice. So as we spur on this new economy and we see the innovation and
Next stop is Moore Park, followed by Surrey Hills, Central Charter Street, then all stops to circulating.
as the innovation and the technology becomes more widely available, as it becomes cheaper, how does justice play in with this? Well, what I'm seeing lately is the old economy, the old fossil fuel, profit at any cost type of mentality. Like that old economy, that old fossil fuel economy is dying very, very fast. And as it dies, I see more major players, more major corporations, pardon the saying, but like rats off a sinking ship, they're all jumping off it. Here in Australia, the government have their gas buddies, their mining gas and mining buddies, and so they're trying to play something out with that as far as transitioning to clean energy. But I don't think natural gas, from the papers, from the research that I've seen, from the scientific data that I've seen, natural gas can actually be worse as can actually release more carbon because of the methane in the natural gas. Now the establishment media here are trying to use that, debate that. Last week I saw them putting the articles on their front pages, but that's the data that I've seen as far as natural gas is concerned. But there's one important element that they're missing in the transitioning to renewables. It's not just the method, it's the fact that the new economy is about energy independence. And I'm not talking about national energy independence, which is what the US did with all their fracking and just hell-bent drilling for oil all over the place. I'm not talking about national energy independence. I'm talking about personal energy dependence. And that's where natural gas does not come into play. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that a person with their own personal energy independence gets to sit down and think about how much energy he or she needs, and then lays out a strategy to purchase whatever methods of clean energy that they want to invest in, whether it be wind power, solar, biofuels. But the point is that they work out their own personal usage and their own personal investment and how much they need to outlay in ensuring their own energy needs. And that's what the government here doesn't get. That's what the gas and mining companies here don't get. That if people are in control of their own energy needs, then they're able to not only save a lot of money, but also I believe that they will become more responsible and in the methods or the ways that they use that energy. And that's what the government is not getting a grasp of. That's what the mining and gas industry here are not getting a grasp of. The new economy is a concept to make people freer. we don't want to get rid of an enslaved fossil fuel system that's enslaved us monetarily and socially and just ecologically, but we've had over us for the last, say, 100 years. We're not going to get rid of that just to replace it with another old-fashioned method. Okay, thanks team. Sorry about the interruption. The light rail just got bombarded with heaps of people getting on, so I finished the video there. I'm not going to do any self-promotions, alright? I'm not trying to say that this video is brought to you by NewYorkEco.com, alright? Let's just get that straight. And I'm not trying to say that Eco Asia have nice mugs. I'm not saying that. No, just kidding. Anyway, touching on what we were getting at. Yeah, so my personal view of the new economy, the new clean energy economy, is about freedom. It's about freedom. It's about now people can actually work out their own personal usage of energy and invest accordingly in renewable methods. Okay, like I said, whether it be in solar or any other kind of clean energy. That's what the establishment is not getting. But it's not hard to look at the way that how consumer spending is now to realize people want more individual, customized needs with their spending, and they want more freedom in the way they spend. The internet's done that, okay? E-commerce, the way people can shop around now, the options now with all types of goods and services are so more expansive than what they used to be. Just look at the auto industry. Look at the types of cars, the variety of cars, and you can order them in with all sorts of styling and everything now from the factory. Okay, all that sort of thing used to be customized and added on later. So as people are getting this new freedom with consumerization, okay, that is going to play out in the energy sector as well. And I'm not trying to have a go at the government. I know they've got their crew or whatever, and as much as it annoys me, I'm not trying to home in on that. I'm trying to home in that the new economy is about a range of freedoms in all different kinds of ways. You can buy goods and services all over the world now and have them sent to you. I'm not going to give any plugs to any certain companies, but that's what people are getting used to now, and that should be playing out in the energy sector as well. Not just the energy sector, but all the things that people consume. Okay, but the energy sector is one sort of vital area, because obviously the whole range of consumerization and industry needs energy. But when it comes to personal energy, people can now sit down and work out what their energy needs are, and they can purchase them accordingly. And as I said before I finished the other part of the video, I think people will become more responsible, more acutely aware of energy. And this is great, because people will start to think, do I need this much energy? Do I need to spend? Can I use the energy? I mean, people will just start to use energy differently, and this will play out in industry as well, because people will be getting this freedom, and they'll be going to work, and this is great. This will be great for businesses too, because people will be thinking, wow, why are we doing these methods? We could be saving energy in this way, or we could be doing this way. So this is what I believe the establishment should be trying to do to get hope back into the economy, because it's called lack of consumer confidence for a reason. That people just don't They don't believe that the system is catering to a better method of progressiveness. So they're thinking, well, I'm just going to hold on to my money. And in a way, it's healthy, because it's going to make the establishment think, we're not being progressive enough. We could be doing this or that, and but let the people become a part of it. Let's grow together. Let's get rid of this sort of like, I'm the government and I'm a big corporation and you're a customer. Just get everyone working together. If we just focused on what we should be doing, like for example, just transitioning to clean energy and getting poor communities out of poverty. If we just focused on that, just forget about all this other stuff, stock markets and politics and this personality and that personality, and just focus on what we have to do. They just make it so complicated for no reason. And you know what? It's just waste. At the end of the day, you'll have these big accounting firms that just sit down and go, wow, what a waste. Just focus on what we have to do. We need to make sure we've got clean water, and and things like that, and that we can cut down the traffic on the roads. Just focus on just those simple things. Forget about all this economic jargon, and just focus on what we need to do. And that brings me back to the concept of justice, because I'm thinking there's a real crisis in justice at the moment, with the way that the West is acting. I've never this idea of keeping the stock market strong and keeping investors and investment and large multinational companies strong and keeping their stock strong it's almost like economic suicide, because you're never going to get sight of what you need to do, why you're worried about stock markets and why you're worried about those sorts of things. You're never gonna. This is the first time I can remember from the history that I've looked at where humanity has focused on just these sorts of intangible things to govern their visions for the future. I don't get it. But what I'm trying to get at really is this point about justice, and I'll try not to waffle on too much, but this is it. A lot of the high-tech innovation and understanding of automation and things like that is created in the Western economies, okay? But there's a huge crisis, there's a huge dilemma in the trust mechanisms of our education systems, in government decisions, the way that they're not catering to environmental needs. And that's a huge issue, because if you're a leader in another country, in a developing economy, you don't want to buy ideas off a bunch of greedy rich hypocrites. So you're sabotaging any attempt to get these poor countries to get them out of poverty quicker, because there's no trust there. The infighting, the way that they're tearing down the principles, the way that the value systems are being ripped out just for the sake of profit, is a huge dilemma for developing economies. Is a huge trust issue, and trust me, I know I've had this conversation with a lot of people from these countries. I'm not having a go at anyone. I'm just saying there's a huge trust issue, and if it's not with the government, it's with the people. They don't trust. They just don't trust the West. They, like these big companies have been doing stock buybacks with their excess capital, right? I don't get that. That money, it's just blatant evil greed. And that's going to cause a huge dilemma in trust of the poorer countries that the rich ones need to do business with now. That's where the growth is. That's where the growth is. So they need to get this trust back. I think that's going to be a huge problem for the West. So I don't think they're dealing. So that's a couple of things I don't think they're dealing with at the moment. The establishment, they want to enliven the economy again, but they don't want to make the hard decisions about the environment, about the way that big companies that have traditionally done so much damage to the environment and to human rights and things like that. They've got a huge integrity issue. And anyway, that's what I wanted to ask you guys about. You got any thoughts? Like, I'm thinking, like, what do you think about these companies that just have been doing so much havoc, wreaking so much environmental damage on the planet for the last 60, 70 years, and now they just want to jump off the sinking ship and go into all these clean and progressive methods of making money and growing their business models and everything. What do you think about that? Do you think there should be some accountability there, that they should have to be able to make a justification of what they've been doing over the 60 years, or do you think that they should just be able to just jump on the new economy with no remorse or accountability? What are your thoughts? I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. Anyway, I'm not gonna ramble on too much. This video has gone for about under 20 minutes, but I just want to leave it at that. Please leave some thoughts, and we'll try to make more videos like this in a setting where we're not disrupted. Okay, leave it at that. Green2Stay Eco, make eco fun. Over and out.